There was never Luther Vandross featuring Curtis Blow. It was never Marvin Gaye featuring Run DMC. I wanna tell you, baby, the chances I've been going through, missing you, oh, till you come back to me. Till you come back to me. I ain't never from the sound to see. Open up the door, man.
I'm D. Watkins with Salon.com, and today I'll be joined by award-winning actor and musician Tyrese Gibson. You know his classic hits like Baby Boys, everybody's favorite, Transformers, Fast and the Furious, but today we'll be talking about his new action thriller, 1992. Welcome, brother. How's it going?
Man, honored to be here, my brother. Thank you for having me on. Just grateful, man. I'm glad we made this happen.
Man, congratulations on the film, man. It's gonna keep everyone on the edge of their seats. Can you talk about how the project came about?
Well, I mean, you want to know the short version or the long version? Because this movie was not supposed to see the light of day, man. Like,
Why? Why is that?
Well, because it was a movie that nobody in Hollywood wanted to make, you know? These type of topics are uncomfortable, you know? And but God has a sense of humor, because imagine showing up with this script saying, let's do this 1992 movie and all the looting and rioting from the Rodney King verdict and all this racism, and then let's, instead of making it about riot and looting and police brutality only, let's go ahead and put a heist and Ray Liotta and breaking into the warehouse, and it's like, what is that movie?
Right.
So they pitched it long before I was involved. They pitched it to all the studios, streaming platforms. Everybody passed on it. So then they went and raised the money on their own to get the movie made. And then even after the movie was made, nobody wanted the movie. So they ended up getting a confirmation that the film was in its first film festival, Tiff. And the director called me, was like, I got some great news. We just got a confirmation that we're gonna be in Tiff. He's like, Tyrese, because he's Israeli from Israel.
Right.
Tyrese, this is a big deal for us, brother. This is big, brother. It's like Toronto International Film Festival. It's big, brother. So I'm on the phone like, wow, man, this is so great. Not even 3 days later, he called me back, fuck. My assistant is the fucking worst, Tyrese. I said, what? He said, it's not TIFF. It's the Toronto Independent Film Festival.
Damn.
It's TIFF, but it ain't TIFF. Oh, God.
I'm guessing that assistant got fired.
Oh, they out there. It's the film festival that nobody goes to. In the same city, around the same time. But that Tiff ain't tiffin'.
Right. The Tiff wasn't tiffin'.
So anyway, we invited a bunch of people and tried to figure out how to get them to not attend the real Tiff, to come over to the other Tiff.
Right.
It was a Tiff for Tiff. But we got it done. And that's when the movie got purchased from Lionsgate. And then the other challenge was, it was the independent division of Lionsgate that bought it, which means like they're gonna get it for very little, and then no marketing, no budget, no premieres, no interviews, nothing is connected to getting behind this movie. And I'm just sitting here like, man, what the fuck is going on? Like, why am I this far into my career, whether it's drama or action movies? Why am I this far into my career, and why does it seem like this is so challenging? And then, because God has a sense of humor, and I'm saying that to you, not on some interview and shit, like,
right.
God has a sense of humor. You right now and I could swap stories about what you wanted, when you wanted, how you wanted it, what you prayed about, and then God either blocked it, stopped it, or postponed it. And then it ended up being revealed to you like, I got it. So now, the first thing you need to know is that Hollywood would have never made this movie. Not that they didn't have the money, not that they're not interested. They would have been so uncomfortable about doing the movie that you watched.
We should give context though, because it's 1992. It's based at the time of the unrest in LA after the Rodney King verdict.
Yeah.
And you feel like that's a time period that they don't want to relive, or you think it's too relevant in regards to what has been happening in America over the last few years?
No, the 100 years. Black people living in black skin is the most uncomfortable reality that a lot of people don't want to face. When you get pulled over, that experience is very different than when I get pulled over. Doesn't matter if I'm in a Rolls Royce or a goddamn Honda Accord on 3 flats.
Absolutely.
With 4 kids in the car. That reality is a reality, and it's been going on long before camera phones, long before they've had cameras in every intersection in Google Maps. It is a very uncomfortable reality, and so when you have a topic like the Rodney King beating, and then the Rodney King verdict, where you had white police officers literally smiling in the courtroom when the not guilty verdict was read, that's what set us off. And I was living in the hood. I'm from Watts. I'm not an implant. I'm not somebody grew up in the suburbs, moved to Watts when things got hard. I was born at Martin Luther King Hospital in Watts. It's where I'm from. It's who I am. It's my DNA. That's Jody.
That's Jody.
That's where Jody grew up. So, you know, for me to grow up in such a volatile situation, you can't run around in Hollywood and say, this is the movie we want to make. I don't care if you put the heist in it, bank robbery in it. It's grounded in the reality of racism, you know? And I'm not calling people racist. I'm saying Hollywood don't really know what to do with movies like that. Okay. I've been in this shit for a long time. So it's like, that did happen, Emmett Till, but what do we do with that? And how do we sell that? And, you know, slavery did happen, but how do we sell that? It's uncomfortable. These are very hard movies to sell, period. And 1992 was that exact thing. And so fast forward, Ray Liotta, the most diverse cast in the history of every South Central LA movie. Here's the list: Colors, Menace to Society, Poetic Justice, Boys in the Hood, Baby Boy, Straight Out of Compton, even Set It Off. All black, predominantly African-American cast, black filmmakers, black. And when you see white people in these movies, they're normally racist cops fucking black people up. This cast, even the fact that the director is Israeli from Israel, named Ariel Vroman, who's a genius. I don't know how he did this damn movie. He's incredible. I could not be more proud. Because you know what? When you're born and raised there, you don't make movies like this about black culture for black people. These movies belong to everybody. Schindler's List should not be watched by just Jewish people who are affected by the Holocaust,
right,
who happen to be Jewish. We need to tell the story about the Bronx, about the mob, about Philadelphia, about, you know, whatever those uncomfortable topics are. Everybody deserves for their story to be told. And I could not be more proud.
Tell us Mercer's story. He's a brother. He's building a relationship with his son. Mm-hmm. He knows any and everything that his son wants to know, but he
claims he knows.
And he has to give him that information while trying to readjust to society and the changing world. Walk us through some of the things he's going through.
I ended up being a deadbeat father to my son, which is very, very typical. I tell people all the time, a lot of fathers who are not involved in their father's lives, it's not because they like, oh, I got a kid and I just want to be irresponsible. I didn't have a father, so what the fuck is being a father? you know? So you become a part of the cycle and you don't really know how to break the cycle. There are some people who are fathers. I don't give a fuck, black, white, ain't got nothing to do with race and nationality. I wasn't raised by a father, so I don't know how to be a father. Even for the women who are deadbeat mothers, plenty of them, uninvolved, no presence, didn't breastfeed, just ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Partying, promiscuous, running around, one boyfriend to the next, just ain't got nothing to do with the child. Leave them at home with the grandmother, and they just running around living their best life. People don't like to talk about that shit, but it's reality.
Right, it's reality.
And so if you wasn't raised in a stable environment, you grew up in a foster care system, then everything about you being present, nurturing, and involved in your child's son or daughter's life, it just doesn't quite happen for you. And so I ended up being a deadbeat because I was raised by a deadbeat. It's a cycle. But I went the street life. I went to cripping, drive-bys, in and out of jail, selling dope. So I had my son and my only child and my baby mama, who I wasn't fucking with, in the hood, end up blocking me from being around my son, rightfully so, because that life that I was living, I wasn't supposed to be around my son. And then she ended up dying in a tragic accident, which is what we unpack in the movie. Mm-hmm. So now I got full custody of my son. I just got out, just stepped out of the halfway house, got a job, doing my thing, and now I'm raising my son. And then the rest of the movie unpacks in there. So again, if you think you about to go watch a movie about looting and rioting, go watch that shit on the Discovery Channel. There's a whole documentary about the 1992 Watts riots, and they did a great job. This movie right here is gonna have you on the edge of your seat. It's a heist. Imagine September 11th, which it was for us, and we don't need to compare tragedies, but imagine if a heist went down during September 11th. They like, everybody's over there focused on the trauma and everything that's going on over there. So let's go take advantage of breaking a building in Wall Street and go steal $5 billion that's in a vault. That's what happened in this movie. And that's the part that people are just shocked, which is why we went from straight to DVD to straight to streaming, straight to DVD. This movie don't matter to all of a sudden. We got 5 movie premieres. Snoop Dogg is a producer. We got a soundtrack that we never had. My song, Wildflower, is the title song. As soon as the credits start rolling, you hear Wildflower, dedicated to my mother, produced by David Foster. I mean, bro, let me tell you something. God is something else, man. I don't know what y'all belief system is. I don't care how long I've been doing this. I am experiencing real miracles in real time on levels that is completely overwhelming me. I can't believe that I'm doing any interviews. When somebody tell you there is no money, no budget, no nothing associated to this movie that we are obligated to contractually, and then you come to New York and you on Good Morning America, I'll tell you something. That shit hit different.
Hit different.
That hotel I'm staying at can't be cheap. They found some goddamn money. They said if this damn trailer did 100 million views when it dropped and did more views on the Lionsgate Instagram page than $40-50 million budget, they like, wait, hold on, we need to.
But it's you too. You out in the world, man. You going directly to the people.
The trailer was the debut. I'm being real with you. I know who I am. I know about my social media engagement. I can't explain that one. You go on the Lionsgate Instagram page and you look at the trailer views on 1992 and you look at all the other movies on their Instagram page. They're not gonna post it unless it's their movie. 7,000 views, 3,000 views, 100,000 views. You got 100,000 views from 4 months ago. Man, we broke the goddamn Instagram on Lionsgate, and everybody at Lionsgate was like,
Let's revisit this.
I think we need to go ahead and get in the basement and rethink this thing, because this is the same Lionsgate Instagram page. We got $40-50 million movie. We got budgets. We got 7-12 domestic international premieres. No other trailer did the number that it did. That shit changed everything, man. That's the fans letting the world know this is what the fuck we want to see.
And I think the film is going to hit different for a lot of people because, you know, again, the thriller, the heist, and all of these different things are tools used to draw people in. But when you get in there, you get that father and son dynamic. You get that dynamic between what you're going through versus what Ray Liotta and his family is going through.
I like that. Ray Liotta and his family. Ray Liotta, rest in peace, from Jersey, legend. He blessed us in life with all of the art and gangster movies and level of acting chops he brought to this world, bar none. No one will ever be him, before him, or after him. Ray Liotta's a legend. They also did the movie The Iceman, same director. Ariel Vroman, who did this, did The Iceman with Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta in this movie is the most uncomfortable thing you'll ever see. Scott Eastwood, my brother, played his son, along with Dylan, who was also in Oppenheimer with Christopher Nolan. They just won 7 Oscars. Man, this movie is some other shit. Nobody has ever seen anything like this come out of South Central LA.
I want to switch gears to talking about Beautiful Pain.
Yes,
you know, what can the fans expect from this album? They've been, you know, we've been waiting for music for a minute, man. And we want to know where you at and, you know, your own evolution. So what can we look forward to?
Well, I was in a relationship with my ex for 5 years. And literally, she woke up one day and just decided she don't want to be married no more. We had a child that was less than a year old, never cheated, no physical, domestic violence, no side chick pregnant. She ain't go on my phone to see no DMs, and I ain't do anything that I would expect to do to fuck up my marriage. She just decided she don't want to be married no more. And so I'm basically about to release an album that I wish was everybody else's but mine. It's called Beautiful Pain, and it's executive produced by a legend. I can't even believe I could say his name. David Foster. And my producer, Brandon Bam Hodge. 20 songs total, live. The most vulnerable, honest. I mean, if this album don't go down in history, I quit. Now, if y'all don't know me, it'd be like, I'm sitting there tooting my own horn, and why wouldn't I say that's about my own album? Let me tell y'all something. It's so much whack shit out here.
That's why I was going at. That's why I was going at. Because you a legend. You reach legend status, right? You've been in the game. I think people want to know how you feel about just the current state of the genre.
I ain't got nothing to say about no specific artist. I'm just gonna say it's so much whack shit out here because everything is microwave quick. Every R&B single out here is feeling insecure, feeling like if I don't put a rap on my song, it ain't gonna matter. Let me tell y'all something. I'm 45 years old. I don't want to see no kids in my audience. I'm grown. Okay?
Word.
Ain't no motherfucking, you'll never see Lil Tay-Tay with David Foster in the same sentence. There was never Luther Vandross featuring Curtis Blow. It was never Marvin Gaye featuring Run DMC. I wanna tell you, baby, the chances I've been going through. Missing you, oh, till you come back to me. Till you come back to me. I ain't never gonna sound the sea. Open up the door,
man, you gotta feature
put that
yourself.
Pussy on the floor to be. It's never gonna fucking happen. Ever. Luther Vandross, Marvin Gaye, Donny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder, they understand something that we don't understand.
You bringing that feeling back.
It's
You
back.
bringing that feeling
Ain't
back.
now one goddamn rapper on this album. I'm grown. This is for grown folks. And guess what? When you hear this album, for all the youngsters with a short attention span, let me go ahead and get y'all out the way now. This album gonna put you to sleep. This album is for your parents. It ain't for you. If you are really into music, you're gonna understand that Luther Vandross took his motherfucking time.
Absolutely.
Okay? Till you come back to me. This is what an intro is called, okay? Not the boom, 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 it goes straight in. No. Luther Vandross said, hold on, let me give you this. Till you come back to me, I don't know what I'm gonna do. No. That's the intro. Then the song starts.
The people want it, man.
Do you know what the fuck that is? You don't. You youngsters, you 20 millennials, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just letting y'all know I got a song 7.5 minutes long. Lenny Kravitz, Kenny G, okay, El DeBarge, Kim Burrell, David Foster, okay, Brandon Bam Hodge from Connecticut, genius. Y'all gonna see.
Hey, man, thank you for coming. Looking forward to the film. Looking forward to the album. God bless.
Beautiful
Keep
pain.
inspiring.
Go to
Beautiful pain.
Tyrese.tv.
Thank you for watching Salon Talks. Be sure to subscribe as we feature some of your favorite artists, authors, and more. And while you're here, you might as well watch another video by clicking right here.